Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to make this short video first just with a little clip from an interview with Michael Eisner as he talks about the state of the movie industry and kind of where things are headed. And then I'll get into something you can do to maybe have available your movies for the future and to make sure that you can enjoy them in your home.
The theater business. There were reports that, for moviegoers, 25% of moviegoers go to the theater every other month. What do you see as the state of that business?
So, it's hard. It's not a business that I would go into today.
You think it survives?
I don't know. No, probably not. Not in the long. I mean, it'll survive for another 20 years, but at some point, the home is more convenient.
Well, as a past CEO of Disney, you can understand that he has a pretty good pulse on what's taking place in the industry, that people just enjoy watching movies, they're more comfortable in their own homes, and so to be able to have the opportunity to watch your own movies at home, it might be necessary to have an optical drive. Most of computers today don't come equipped with one, and some aren't even that good that they're producing, so for externals. But if you want an external drive, this is just a little trick that I've been using for years to be able to have a good external optical drive and save a lot of money. You can find them pretty inexpensively out in the market, but then you would need sometimes to convert them into an external, and I'll show you how I did that. So for time's sake, I'm going to move through these very quickly, so you can always stop and pause and rewind. Here on my desk, I have two external drives that are, one is a Blu-ray, the black one on top, and on the bottom is just a case. Now, when you find this drive, it can't be connected to the computer as it is. It would need to be internal because it is a serial ATA connection on the back you plug into the computer. So you can get an external drive such as this. This is not a Blu-ray, this is just a regular DVD drive, and you could copy and you play DVDs, but you would not be able to play a Blu-ray with it. But if you have the drive with the case, you can take this apart and then swap out the drive and put into it the Blu-ray, and then you have an external drive. Now, I'm only showing you this one for a word of caution. On the back side of this drive are some ports, and those ports help you to kind of determine if it's new enough to match the serial ATA drive. In this case, these two are compatible because the drive inside and the drive outside both have this serial ATA connection. But on the previous one, it did not. You can tell this because the back has older ports and plugs. You'll also notice here that I picked this up for about $4. It's really cheap to get the older type drives. Nobody really wants them. Don't realize that a internal Blu-ray drive can fit inside of this same case and then be connected and become a Blu-ray drive. These larger full-size drives have a lot better hardware and guts to make them work much better than the little thin external ones. Here's an image of the connectors for each of these type of drives, the serial ATA or the pin connector, which is the old IDE type connector. So even though you won't see this till you get inside of it, on the outside of the drive, it will just be a USB connection. If you see any of the older type connections, then it's probably an older type and not compatible with the newer. An even better way to identify them is by the date. On the bottom of the drive itself, the external drive, you'll notice that if the date was created about after 2000, 2004, 2005, then it's most likely a serial ATA, and that's identified on the bottom of the case. These are the dates when serial ATA became the predominant connection type. So if you have a Blu-ray drive, it should work with it. If it is, later date, I'd look for something 2007 and beyond. So let me run through this quickly. Here I have the external drive and I flip it over, and underneath have these rubber feet that you just kind of pull back from the inside, and once they come off, you can expose the screws that are down below. After all four are taken off, all you have to do is take a screwdriver, unscrew all these four screws, and on the back is one more screw that you undo so that you can lift the top off. After the top is off, you can undo this screw, which will then allow you to then pull the whole thing out. On the back here, there is a cover that has to be removed along with a couple of screws on the side. Once you take this top off, you can see how it connects to the back of the drive. Take off the other 2 screws, and then this back section has little parts that you have to kind of pull out, and then it allows you to then disconnect it and pull it away from the drive. Yours may not be like this, but this one had these 2 little feet that kept it from plugging in, making it so you couldn't plug another drive in. I simply snipped those off. Then it would plug in just fine. Now I just go in reverse order, reconnecting it, putting the screws back on the side, put the plate back on top, then simply reinserting it into the external drive case, putting back on the top, and then putting the screws back on the back and the 4 from the bottom. It's that simple to make this back into an external drive that now has a Blu-ray player inside instead of a regular DVD drive. It can now be connected to the computer and used to copy or to play Blu-rays. I only gave a few dollars for the drive and then $4 for the case, so even if I messed it up, it wouldn't have been a big deal. So you give it a try. The reality is that no matter how great a video we make, you hold the key to our success. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.